If you're completely stuck in a water slide that's filling up with water, most people think that they should try to climb back up. But the surface is so slippery that climbing is nearly impossible. Instead, concentrate on staying calm. You can try to create an air pocket by lifting your head slightly. If the water keeps rising, use your hands to push yourself downward. If you can't move, hold your breath until the slide fills up completely with water. Once the pressure has equalized, try to float down through the water until you reach the end of the slide.
The world's strangest allergies. First, a girl with an allergy to water. Her condition stops her from getting into a pool, sweating, crying, or even showering without having a very strong reaction in her body. Second, a boy allergic to the sun. This kid can't go to the beach or go outside without feeling like his skin is burning. He can only wait until nightfall in order to go out and play. Third, an allergy to money. In 2010, a woman went shopping and came back with her whole body covered in itchy rashes. When she got home, she found that she was allergic to the ink used in paper bills, so now she only uses her credit card. Finally, a dog was rescued from the street, but it was losing a lot of fur and its skin was irritated. Then its allergy was discovered. It was allergic to human contact.
If your front door is open and there are scratch marks on the lock, lock the door completely and call the police. A group of burglars are trapped inside your house. If you travel to a European country, don't ask people where the tourist spots are. Criminals will think you're a tourist and rob you. If you find a lot of large eggs in your house, call the police. A mother snake has invaded your home. If you're lost in the desert and have nothing to eat, look for brown worms in the sand. They're high in protein and easy to find. If terrorists hijack your plane with bombs, don't try to be a hero to save everyone. The terrorists will get angry with you and you'll be the first to die. If you have a dog and you're traveling to China, don't take it with you. If you get distracted for a moment, they might try to cook it so they can eat it later. If you're in the desert and see a hole in the sand, don't go near it to look. It could be the home of a venomous spider, and if it bites you, you won't make the hospital. If you're swimming in the sea and see dark clouds in the distance, get out of the water even if they're really far. If lightning strikes, the electricity travels so fast through the water that you'll be burned alive. If you're a player in Squid Game, look for really stupid players to team up with. You can easily trick them in the games and you won't die. If you're stuck in a zombie apocalypse and a zombie bites your friend, lock him up at least 2 days. Viruses take about 48 hours to show symptoms, and you'll see if he turns into a zombie. If you're lost in the desert, look for dead leaves and plants. If you make a fire, you won't freeze to death during the night. If you're at the beach but the sand is very hot, wet your feet with water. You'll create a ball of wet sand that will protect you from the heat. Don't let anyone give you a free bracelet if you're traveling through Europe. They'll tie the bracelet very tightly so you can't take it off and demand a lot of money for it. If you're on the street and you step on a nail, don't pull it out even if it hurts a lot. Removing it will leave the wound open and you could bleed to death. If you're in the sea and the currents drag you forcefully, don't swim against the current. You'll use up all your energy and drown. Instead, let yourself drift and you'll float back to shore. Forget about starting a fire if you're lost in the jungle at night. The wild jungle tribes will find you and they'll eat you alive. If you're dirty and sleep over at a friend's house, never use his toothbrush. As well as being gross, you could catch diseases from his saliva. If it's your third day with your new girlfriend, don't buy her an iPhone with your credit card. If she dumps you for another guy, you'll still be paying for the phone every month. If the police arrest you by mistake, don't insult the judge and shut your mouth. Anything you say can be used against you, and if you're innocent, they'll let you go. If you're using the airplane bathroom, do not flush the toilet while you're sitting down. The toilet generates a vacuum suction so strong that you could get stuck.
If you escape from prison and the police chase you with dogs, jump in a river and take off your clothes. The water will wash away your scent and the dogs won't be able to follow your trail. If you live in a country with a lot of earthquakes, never sleep next to a window. During earthquakes, windows often break and a shard of glass could cut you in half. If you're stuck inside a sinking car, open the window to let water fill the car. This will equalize the pressure inside and outside the car and you'll be able to open the door without any problem. If you're lost in the woods and eat poisonous berries, take 2 fingers on your hand and stick them deep down your throat. This will force your body to vomit and expel the poison.
If you think a person is following you, do this to find out. First, make sure you're not being paranoid. If you're walking down the street and pass someone once, that's normal. If you enter a store and see them again, it's probably just a coincidence. But if you see them again in a completely different place, according to the Moscow rule, you're being followed. To be sure, turn 4 times to the right to make a full circle. If they're still behind you after looping around, it's not a coincidence, you're being followed. Now, here's what you need to do. Stay calm and act normal. Look for a crowded place, like a store or a restaurant. Then, alert the staff about the suspicious person and call the police to arrest the criminal.
Your poor friend's parents invite you to have dinner at their house. Do this so you don't look ridiculous. Wear simple clothes, put away your fancy stuff, and hide your iPhone so it doesn't get stolen before you arrive. If the house is in bad shape, don't say anything. It's very likely they don't have money to fix it. On the other hand, don't say anything bad about the food. You have to eat it all, even if you don't like it. Try to join the conversations, but don't make jokes about money or mention your dad's new car. If they make noise while eating, don't correct them. But most importantly, never ask why there's no dessert, because that would be rude. Finally, when you finish eating, help clear the table and wash the dishes, and subscribe to Big Dan Baby. Your girlfriend's parents invite you over for dinner at their house. Do this to avoid looking ridiculous. Give them a gift, bow down to greet them, and don't criticize the house's decoration. If they ask you about politics, don't give your opinion. It's very likely they'll get very angry, but if the dad tells a bad joke, laugh anyway. On the other hand, when you go to dinner, don't start eating before everyone else. You'll seem rude and like you're starving. If the food is disgusting, eat it anyway and say that it's delicious. Finally, don't leave without washing the dishes, saying thank you for dinner, and subscribe to Big Dan Baby.
The smartest kid in your class asks you for help because you did better in the last exam. Here's what you did. You explained to him that in the last exam, you tried your hardest to answer all the questions as quickly as possible. If you got completely stuck on a question, you randomly selected the answer and you wrote CG, complete guess. If you could only narrow down a question to 2 possible answers, you wrote EG, educated guess. After finally completing all the questions, you went back to the EGs and the CGs and subscribed to Big Dan Baby.
If you're trapped in a sewer, most people would try to scream and call for help, but sewers are so deep underground that no one will be able to hear you. Instead, look for beams of light and follow them to the surface. If you see no light, try to figure out which way the current is flowing and go the complete opposite way. You'll reach much smaller tunnels where the waste is fresher and there are fewer toxic gases. Then use a piece of clothing to block a pipe from a house that connects to the sewer. This will cause a flood in their house, and they'll call a plumber so he can come and fix the pipe.
You're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Do this to survive. First, go to the nearest museum. Look for the medieval artifacts room and grab a suit of armor. It's nearly impossible for a zombie to bite through and penetrate armor. On the other hand, you'll think that firearms like pistols or machine guns are the best option for defending yourself, but you'll run out of ammo really quickly, and also the noise will attract more zombies. The best weapon is actually a good pair of running shoes to outrun the zombies, or at least run faster than your companion. Finally, the 2 best zones for survival are a snowy mountain where the zombies freeze, or an island in the middle of the sea because zombies can't swim.
If you see money falling from a building, don't try to pick it up and get out of there as soon as possible. It's a common trick used by terrorists to bring many people together in one place. If your drink smells like cinnamon, don't drink it. It's very possible that it's been poisoned. If you're in a forest and you don't have anything to eat, find yellow dandelions. They are 100% edible. If you're stuck inside a free-falling elevator, lie on your back and cover your face. If you see a bunch of white hairs on your banana, don't eat it. It's a spider's nest. If the air starts to smell like chlorine during a storm, it means lightning is going to strike very close at any moment. If you're eating fruit and it tastes like hair, there's a good chance you're allergic.
If you throw a party at your house, don't leave your belongings in plain sight. People could touch them and break them by accident. If you're at a restaurant and the food takes a long time, don't complain to the waiter every 5 minutes. He could get angry at you and add a special ingredient to your food. If you buy something expensive online, record a video while opening the package. If it arrives broken or doesn't work, you'll have proof that you didn't break it. If you're at a restaurant and it smells bad, go to the bathroom and check if it's clean. If it's dirty, the kitchen will also be very dirty and you'll get poisoned and die.
Things everyone did when they were a kid. Pointing at yourself on the little supermarket screen, hitting the leaves when walking under a tree, trying to erase with that eraser that erased nothing and actually made everything worse. Closing the fridge slowly to see if the light would turn off, waking up at 7:27 when the alarm was at 7:30 and going back to sleep for those 3 minutes, or waiting for your fingers to recharge so you could fit them back together again. If you have a hard exam but you haven't studied, befriend the smartest kid in class by giving him some sweet candy. He'll hand you all the good answers and you'll get a perfect score. If you're going to the Barca versus Madrid match, sew a jersey half Barca, half Madrid. The fans of both teams will absolutely hate you, but you'll also gain their respect. If you've been playing Minecraft for hours and you go for a walk, don't try to punch a tree with your bare hands. In real life, trees are really hard and you'll break your hand. If you have a new neighbor who plays really loud music all night long, set up speakers with scary music and ghost sounds by their window. You'll end up going crazy and will have to move out far away again.
If you escape from prison and the police chase you with dogs, jump in a river and take off your clothes. The water will wash away your scent and the dogs won't be able to follow your trail. If you live in a country with a lot of earthquakes, never sleep next to a window. During earthquakes, windows often break and a shard of glass could cut you in half. If you're inside a sinking car, open the window to let water fill the car. This will equalize the pressure inside and outside of the car, and you'll be able to open the door without any problem. If you're lost in the woods and you eat poisonous berries, take 2 fingers on your hand and stick them deep down your throat. This will force your body to vomit and expel the poison.
If you're on a date and the girl is very ugly but you don't know how to escape, pretend you're getting a phone call and make a sad face while crying. Your date will think a family member has died and will let you leave. If you're dying in the desert, walk only at night. Avoid moving under the sun and cover your skin with whatever you can. The heat will kill you before thirst does. If you have to sleep outdoors, don't even think about resting on the ground. Bugs and spiders will try to crawl into your ear since it's a warm place to lay their eggs inside. If you're going on vacation to an African country, don't even think about putting on your shoes without checking them first. Scorpions and spider really love hiding in dirty and dark places like shoes.
If you're driving your car and another car starts following you, take your next 4 turns to the right. If the car is still following you, drive to the police station closest to you. If the ice in your drink isn't floating, do not drink it. It is very likely that it has been poisoned. If a guide dog starts barking at you, but it has no owner, follow it and call 911. You could probably save someone's life. If you are a man and you pee on a pregnancy test that comes out positive, go to the doctor as soon as possible. There's a good chance you have cancer.
Did you know they updated chess? They added 4 new pieces. First, the monkey. It only jumps over pieces to an empty square, and if it lands on a rival piece, it captures it. Second, the elephant. It acts like a bishop, moving diagonally but only for 2 squares. Then, the crow. Each turn it can fly to any empty square on the chessboard, but it can only capture monkeys and elephants on turns 20, 30, and 40. Finally, the bear. There's only 1 per game, and it starts in the middle of the board. It moves like the king, and it's only for blocking others or helping the monkey. Also, to win, you must capture both the king and the queen.